Hey everybody, it's Kevin Nicholson here on MMA Injury. I am a physical therapist and an MMA fight fan. I'm your source for analysis of fighter injuries, rehabilitation, and recovery. In today's video, I want to talk about Tatiana Suarez. She faces off with Montana De La Rosa tonight at UFC Vegas 70, and I'm very excited. Tatiana has not fought since 2019. She has a long injury history, most recently with her knee, which I will get into her knee injury in a moment. First of all, I just want to start with just a brief review of her injury history. In 2011, she underwent surgery for thyroid cancer. That's very well known, her battle with cancer, from which she did recover. In 2016, this is one of the lesser known injuries that she had, but it was a serious injury. She underwent surgery for a right shoulder injury. She had a torn biceps tendon and a torn labrum that required surgery. After recovery from that, since 2019, she's been plagued with a litany of injuries. She suffered a neck injury that resulted in an injured intervertebral disc in her neck. When she first returned to training after that neck injury, she fractured her right hand. She's also dealt over a long period of time with chronic lower back pain that she has described at times so severe that she had difficulty walking. She stated in an interview with Ariel Helwani back in May of 2021 that her back pain can flare up when she trains with someone much heavier than her. So she's dealt with that. Interestingly, following her broken hand injury, she suffered a concussion while wrestling with her boyfriend in the front yard. Maybe that's the least of her injuries, I don't know. But then, of course, she had the severe injury back in July of 2021 to her, believe it is her left knee. Yeah, her left knee. She ruptured multiple ligaments in her knee, requiring surgery to recover. I think the only ligament spared was the posterior cruciate ligament. But anyway, she is back, and I am excited about this fight to see where she's actually at after dealing with so much. Of course, we all know Tatiana is a wrestler. Looking back at her previous two fights against Nina Nunez and Carla Esparza, in general, it seems that she uses her striking to do everything she can to set up her takedowns. And that's where she flourishes, is on the ground with her wrestling. One thing that's notable from interviews that she's done leading up to this fight, as she's recovered from the knee injury, she has alluded to the fact that she has put on muscle through weight training. This seems, from following on her social media, this seems to be in fact the case. And this is one of the interesting variables that I think will play into her fight tonight. I look forward to her using her newly developed strength and power up against the cage with Montana De La Rosa if she gets her against the cage. Maybe even to mix in some dirty boxing. I don't know. That's just conjecture on my part. I'm not really a fight analyst per se, but I do think she might look to engage in some dirty boxing with hard pressure up against the cage. But ultimately, she still is going to want to, I think, get the fight down to the ground. Now, specifically to the knee, one thing to watch as she is working on getting takedowns, wrestlers have to change positions very fast on takedowns. With regard to the knee specifically, positions of full extension of the knee, standing up, pressuring an opponent against the cage, for example, as she tries to secure the takedown. Full extension of the knee. And then in a split second, full flexion of the knee as they take or drag their opponent down to the ground. Anywhere in between that full extension, full flexion of the knee, they have to be able to express power with the muscles that control the knee. Otherwise, they're going to be hampered in their ability to secure a takedown. So that's one of the things that she's obviously had to work on in this recovery, is maintaining and developing power throughout the entire range of motion of the knee. I mentioned earlier this week in a tweet in response to the All-Star Sport question about who would win this fight. I mentioned that maybe that's the reason that her fight return was delayed in 2022. She was looking to return in 2022, but it just didn't happen. And I think maybe she just had to work extra long to be able to reliably develop that power and strength throughout the range of motion of her knee, and to get confident with that, and to not have setbacks with the recovery of the knee. Because even now, and even following this fight, she's still going to be recovering from the knee injury, and she still will have a need to blend in true rehab efforts with her knee with her fight training. So kind of a complex picture, but man, am I excited. I do look for Tatiana Suarez to win this bout, but maybe by decision. That's not really my forte, to pick fights and by how they're going to win, but that's what I look for. So anyway, that's all for today. Looking forward to this fight. If you like the video, please share it, follow me, and I'll see you next time on MMA Injury.